Hey, this is Eric with Macintosh Homestead. Today we're going to be doing a video on how to grow sprouts at home. Sprouts can get pretty expensive in the store, so if you grow them at home, it's much more cost effective. Initially when we started growing sprouts, we got this little 2-tray sprouter. Well, 2 levels, it's got multiple trays on each level. And it was great at first, and then after, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 uses, it just started getting like dingy and dirty, and it wouldn't really clean well. It's plastic, so I couldn't figure out how to get it clean. And then the last time I tried to grow sprouts in it, they didn't really grow well. They were all clumping together. It wasn't draining well, so they were holding a lot of moisture in them, and I just wasn't getting a good sprout rate from all the seeds. So recently we got these other jars. They're called Now Real Food sprouting jars. We got those from M&M Vitamin Shop in Lake Mary, and we actually got 4 of them now. But I like these better. They're glass, so they're easy to clean. It's got this screw-on top with a mesh drain screen, so you'll never lose any seeds. Like with these, once I accidentally dropped it in the sink and I lost like half the seeds that I was already sprouting, so that kind of sucked. But so we're gonna get started on showing you exactly what our process is for sprouting the seeds out of these jars. So just take the lid off. We also get these seeds. I buy them online from the Sprout House, and you can get all organic seeds from there. It's actually a really reasonable cost. I think this bag, which is I believe it's a 1-pound bag, was like $18 or $20. And you can get a lot of sprouts out of that. So what I do is I take, I got 1 tablespoon scoop here. I get about 2 tablespoons per jar. And then to start these out, with the newer one, what it says to do, and I did on the first 2 sets I grew, you fill the jar up with water. I fill them about halfway. It says fill the jar with 3 times more water than what's amount of seeds in there. I just fill it about halfway though. And then you let it sit overnight in a dark place that's kind of warm. You don't want it too cold, at least 70 degrees I should say. So that's how you start it out, and then you let it sit overnight like I said. After overnight you just drain the seeds, and then every day you rinse them twice a day. But and you'll see in the next video, or the next cuts, I'm sorry, what I use this tray for. I use it to, you put the jar in at an angle so that there's no water retained in the jar if you stood it up straight. So it's sitting at an angle, so any of the water will drain through the mesh screen throughout the day between your rinses. All right, so it's night number 2 of the starting the sprouts, and I'm going to show you what I do. This morning I didn't record the video, but all I did was I poured out the water that we had been soaking the seeds in overnight, and I rinsed them with water twice, and then I put them in the bowl, and I'll show you what that looks like here, and I'll show you the water that actually drained into the bowl from it sitting at an angle. If you can see all that water that's poured out. See, I sit it in the bowl like this, and so over the course of the day, any remaining water will drain out at the angle down to the screen bottom and out into the bowl here. So all I do is I turn the water on, not too hard. You don't want to beat the seeds up too much. But then I just rinse it like this. I usually rinse it till the jar is halfway or 3/4 filled. And then I dump it out. I don't dump it fast, I just slowly dump it. I kind of let the seeds fill in across the bottom so they're not all clumped together in the same spot. And then I'll rinse it again 1 more time. And I do this twice a day. I do this once in the morning and then once at night, just to give them a good rinse here. Shut that off, pour out the last remaining water. Alright, and I don't know if you can exactly see this, but I got it spread out across the whole bottom of the jar here, from the front to the back. So like I said, because there's a lot of, like last night when I put the scoops in, it just barely filled up the bottom of the jar. But when you soak them overnight and it expands, it gets way bigger and takes up a lot more space. So that's why I do it like that, just so it doesn't, because being all clumped together, they will retain water easier. So I do it like this, and then I just set it here, and I put it behind me over there on the little table. It's in a windowsill, and then it sits overnight, and then like I said, I'll do the same thing in the morning. All right, this is night number 3 of the seed sprouting. They've actually all sprouted, so I'm going to show you that now, and then we'll get to rinsing them, just as the daily activity here. All right, so I'm going to show you this first before I rinse it. As you can see from the earlier clip, it's expanded a lot. You can see actually they're all trying to come out the mesh screen here. See if I can get a good shot of the top there. But yeah, these grow extremely quick, and it's insanely easy to grow these. You just rinse them and then let them sit. That's it. So I'm just going to rinse these twice. Also with these, sometimes you do get some seeds that don't really sprout and germinate, but the amount you get for the amount you put in and you get out of it, it's not anything to worry about really. There's a lot going on in here. And I'll show you again how much is in there. You want to be kind of gentle with it, because you don't want to harm the sprouts. But as you can see, it's filling up. I'll get you the next update tomorrow night. Alright guys, this is night number 4 of the sprouting. I got the jar here. You can see how much larger it's even gotten since last night's clip. So we're going to just go ahead and rinse them again. Usually when they're at this stage, they're kind of clumped together. So what I like to do is when I get some water in there, kind of slosh it around and kind of just break them up a little bit so you can get water all the way through. I'll just do that again. Alright, that's it for night number 4. Alright guys, this is night number 5 of the sprouting. So let me show you where we're at with the amount and how much it's grown. So as you can see, even from yesterday, it has grown a lot more. And I'm probably going to go 2 more days on this. It should fill up the jar by then, but we'll see. Just rinse it. Nice rinse. There it is for night 5. Alright guys, tonight's night 6 of the sprouting. Tomorrow night will be, actually this will be the last rinse, I believe, and then tomorrow night I'll show you the results of pulling it out and separating it in the containers we have. So let me get started with showing you how much we got and rinsing it. Pretty much the jar is completely full. There's a little space up here in the corner, but that's really it. I mean, it's pretty much packed in there. So let me just get it a little rinse here. It's really blocked in there. You really won't even move around. You can't slosh it around. It just kind of slides back and forth, but still give it a good rinse over here. And at this stage, it definitely retains a lot of water. Since it's like blocked up, you know. So at this stage, I 100% recommend storing it, like I said, in a bowl like this on its side so it can drain, because you don't want that water, especially at this, you don't want that water to get stagnant in there and start growing mold and start you know, making the sprouts not usable. Alright guys, tonight is the final night. It's night 7. There's no rinsing tonight. Last night was actually the last rinse. I did not rinse this morning. When you're going to plan on taking your sprouts out of the jar, you have to plan 24 hours ahead, because the last time you rinse has to be 24 hours or more from when you're going to put them in the packaging, because when you put them in the fridge, you do not want them wet. So I'm going to get started on taking those out and putting them in the containers. I'll show you the containers we have. They're just 12-ounce little plastic vegetable storage containers. I'll show you real quick. So this is the container we have. Like I said, they're 12 ounces. They're called 12-ounce clamshell, I believe is what they're called, containers. They just snap close. They're airtight. There's no breather holes in these. You want the sealed ones. You don't want breather holes. You could also put it in, you could store it in Tupperware too as well. All right, so this is the final amount. As you can see, the jar is, aside for these two little spots up in this corner and this corner, the jar is completely packed full. There is no room left in this thing. So it's kind of tricky, not really tricky, but it's different to get it out of this than that other one I had. But like I said, this one works better. But you kind of just gently grab it and pull it out of the opening. And actually, I'm gonna pour this water out here. I just forgot a step real quick here. I rinse out the container that the jar has been draining into. Rinse it out nicely. And actually, I'm gonna dry it, pat it dry here with a paper towel. I should have done this beforehand, but I was not prepared for this. So, dried that pretty good. All right, so now let's get the sprouts out in here. They fill up this whole, pretty much fill up this whole container here. That's a lot of sprouts. 7 days to grow that, and look at all that. So, I'm hoping to get 3 full containers of sprouts here, but we'll see what we get. So what I do is I just gently grab it and kind of work it apart so I can do my best at not tearing any of the sprouts. So that's almost full there. Probably get a little more in there. So there's one full container. It's not pretty, but there's one full container. Let's see if I can get 2 more. That was a better separation there. Here's a better looking one. And last but not least, and it looks like I got 3 containers. sprouts off real quick. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's just, I just want to show you how simple it is just to grow your own sprouts at home instead of buying them in the store, because like I said, they're a little expensive. So if you have the ambition and want to try yourself, it's very, very simple. So if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe. Thanks.